Welcome to PX Multifamily, Multifamily's only audio-video people experience podcast, brought to you by the Multifamily Media Network. I'm your host, Mary Gwyn, and I'm on a mission to improve the multifamily people experience by improving what people experience. Tune in for content focused on how to positively impact people. That's our team members, our residents, supplier partners, and our clients. Everything is about the people experience. Gwyn, Chief Innovator of Apartment Dynamics, and I'm so glad to join you on the People Experience podcast, PX Multifamily. There's wisdom in uncomfortable seats. McDonald's has never seemed to worry about having comfortable seats in their restaurants. In fact, there was a story a long time back that they intentionally made their seats hard, smaller than a typical adult seat, and not very comfortable, so people wouldn't stay long. After all, it was a fast food restaurant, and they made more money if they turned those seats and they were vacated quickly. Well, being a regional and multifamily should be a lot like that. You should not have a comfortable seat. Regionals should be out of their seats and where the money is made or lost at the apartment communities they manage, and not in a chair. Even at that apartment community, we tell our regionals to leave their computers in the cars and not plan to sit in the offices any longer than necessary. This is the regional's opportunity to look, to learn, to lean into their teams, see what the customers see what the staff sees, see what they're trying to lease, all the things. Looking is critical. It's the old inspect what you expect. I've really been shocked in my early career to arrive on a property unexpected and find that the office was closed and the staff wasn't there, nowhere to be found, but they'd all clocked in. Or they said a project was complete and I told an owner it was complete. And then I went to the property and it wasn't even started. It's not all bad though, and I sure have learned a lot since then and gone out to the properties where the money's made or lost. There's also looking so that you can catch somebody doing something right, which is mostly what happens. There's arriving at the property when there's a tropical storm and finding the whole team, all the team, out in their rain boots and their raincoats and all that, wet as they can be, picking up debris. There's getting out of the chair and walking the property with your team, walking the vacants, helping them solve problems where a vendor hasn't done something or where they're just having trouble leasing something. But unless you can see what their challenges are, you just can't help them. You can't help them sitting in the office or their office even, doing computer reports, but out there where the money's made or lost on the property, looking. And then there's listening. Listening to each team member is important too. It's amazing what you can hear. Listening to calls, listening to resident interactions, listening to the maintenance team members. Like today, for example, William is a leasing pro with us, and he talked about the challenges of a change we made. We increased the income criteria for applicants to 3.5 times the rent. And he was just explaining how difficult it was qualifying people. I wouldn't have known that without listening. Or like one property, I was listening to the leasing pro or the assistant manager every time a resident came in and found she just wasn't comfortable dealing with the residents who were unhappy and had a conflict. So she handled prospects just fine, but ran at the first resident encounter or just didn't handle it well. So it was a training opportunity. Learn is pretty cool too. Learn, for example, at our properties, we still require rental verifications for all our applicants. but really not many of our comps will participate anymore. So it's hard to get them. And Renee said how she handled it was she just asked the applicant to ask their landlord for a copy of their ledger or get them to print out one off their portal if they had a portal. That seemed so obvious once she said that, but I learned it by just listening to Renee. Learning, that's big. And then last, lean in. Lean in. I mean, really lean in to the hurdles that your team members are facing and help them overcome them. I really think of the regional bench as being the problem solvers, the ones who are there to remove hurdles for their teams. But you have to listen in order to hear those. You have to look. You have to just lean in. So, for example, if you're on the property and they have their hands full with calls or residents or prospects, you help where you can. You wait on a resident, or you call a resident whose rent isn't paid for them, or you answer the phone, or Windex the glass door that's smudged with fingerprints, or, well, you get it. You lean in and help. Most of all, get out of your comfortable chair at your office and into your team's world where you can look, where you can listen, where you can learn, where you can lean in, where you can lean into your team members, lean into the properties, where the money is ultimately made or lost.